I once read a statistic that I can never easily forget. It said that 25% of the people you meet won't like you and never will. 25% won't like you but could be persuaded to. 25% will like you but could be persuaded to not. And 25% will like you and stand by you no matter what. Life gets a lot freer when you realize this person that doesn't like you. They don't give you the time of day and they are unfriendly. Don't worry about it. Don't go the next 2 years frustrated and trying to win them over. Recognize that they're just one of the 25% that are never going to like you. You could bring them flowers every day, give them a compliment every hour, mow their lawn every week, but that person is still not going to like you. You shouldn't waste your time trying to win them over, trying to prove to them that you really are okay. Let it go. That's a distraction. You don't need their approval to become who God has created you to be. You have to accept the fact that some people will not like you and there's nothing you can do about it. It's not about you. It's about the favor God put on you. I've heard it said this way: the more vertically aligned you are, and the more you honor God, that's the more horizontally challenged you'll be, because a vertical relationship can create horizontal conflict. Can you deal with the fact that not everybody can handle your success? Not everybody will celebrate God's blessing and favor on your life. You have to be wise enough to realize, these people don't like me, but it's not about me. I'm not going to be offended. I'm not going to spend time seeing how I can win them over and then lose sleep thinking about what they said about me. No, I'm not going to waste my emotional energy on something that I cannot change. I know it's because of the favor of God on my life. That's how you keep your walls built up. Think about Mary, the mother of Jesus. When she said yes to the angel that she would have a baby without knowing a man, she had to accept the fact that she would be misunderstood by some people the rest of her life. The blessing, as great as it was, brought controversy. It brought opposition. She was celebrated by some and looked down on by others. There are times, like Mary, you have to accept the fact that I may be misunderstood by certain people. They may try to push me down, make fun of me, but it's not about me, it's about the blessing God put on my life. The real question today is, can you handle being blessed? Can those close to you handle you being blessed? David faced this as a teenager. He was out in the shepherd's field taking care of his father's sheep. One day, his dad asked him to take lunch to his brothers that were out in the battlefield. They had a much more prestigious, exciting position. David was stuck taking care of sheep. When David arrived with the food, you'd think the brothers would be appreciative. He was doing them a favor. But one of the brothers, named Eliab, tried to embarrass David. He said in front of all the men, "David, what are you doing here, and with whom have you left those few sheep?" He was trying to belittle David, make him feel small, discredit him. He was saying, in effect, "David, you're not important. You're a shepherd boy." Don't be surprised if God's favor on your life stirs up opposition in other people. It will stir up envy, jealousy, criticism. There was no reason for Eliab to be jealous. David was younger, smaller, and out in the shepherd's field. In other words, making minimum wage. Eliab was in the army. He had training, expertise, and influence. Why was he spiteful? He could sense the favor on David's life, and I'm sure David was tempted to be offended, get upset and discouraged, and then thinking, I'm going to pay him back. No, David understood this principle. The scripture says David turned and walked away. He ignored the insult. Why? He had his walls up. If David would not have walked away, if he had not kept his heart pure, he would have never made it to the throne. Let me tell you this, if you don't learn to walk away from an offense, not dwell on what they said, not be upset because how they treated you, it can keep you from the fullness of your destiny. Quit allowing everything on the inside. If you'll stay in peace, God will fight your battles for you. This is the reason many people don't enjoy life. Co-workers not treating them right sours the whole day. A problem at home and they're so worried. It's constantly on the forefront of their mind. There's always something keeping them offended, frustrated, and stressed. It's like a dark cloud follows them everywhere they go. That cloud would leave if you would quit letting that get into your spirit person. You can't stop people from saying things. You can't prevent all the negative. But you don't have to allow that to get into your spirit. You can dismiss it and say, you know what? I'm not dwelling on it. I'm not going the next 3 days worried, playing out all the what ifs, wondering why they said that. No, I'm not. Proverbs says, above all else, guard your heart. You can't be passive and let everything in. You've got to be proactive and put some walls up. Guard what you dwell on. Be selective what you give your time and attention to. Your destiny is too important to allow poison in. Don't waste your time trying to win over people that are never going to be for you. Don't waste your energy trying to convince people to understand you that are determined to misunderstand you. Your time is too valuable to try to prove to people that you really are okay, and try to prove to them to accept you. No, you're not the problem. It's the favor they see on your life. That's what they can't handle. Now you just run your race. Focus on your goals. God will bring the right people into your life. You don't have to play up to people and let them manipulate you or control you like a puppet. No, if they don't want to be your friend, let them go. They're not a part of your destiny. If they don't accept you, blow them a kiss goodbye and move forward with your life. Friends, life is too short to live that way. Every day is a gift from God. What if you found out you weren't going to be here in 6 months? You learned that your time was coming to an end. How many of the things that upset you now would you allow to continue to upset you? How much of the offense, the frustration, the stress would you continue to let in? If you don't keep your walls up, it can keep you from the fullness of your destiny. When we come to the end of life, I can't think of anything that would be much sadder than to have to look back and think, why did I waste so many days worried? Why did I live stressed out? Why did I let those people keep me offended? Why didn't I guard my heart? You can make that decision right now. Jesus put it this way, very simple. Stop allowing yourself to be upset. He didn't say, I'll take away the offense, the rejection, the disappointments, and the stress. No, those things will come. You can't allow them to upset you. In other words, you've got to put your foot down and say, that's it. I'm done worrying about my finances, my children, my health. I'm not letting that worry me. I'm done being stressed every time my plans don't work out. I'm not letting this stress me. I'm done living sour because I had a disappointment and didn't get the promotion. I'm not allowing that poison me. Now, the thoughts may come to your mind, but don't let them get into your spirit. Don't dwell on them. What we continually think about drops down into our spirit. That's when it can poison us. We all have slingers in life. You can't go through the week without having stones of judgment thrown at you, stones of offense, stones of doubt, and the stones of self-pity. We can't stop the slingers from slinging the stones, but we can choose to have our walls up and not let it affect us. Make the decision with me to keep your walls up and guard your heart. Remember, you only have so much emotional energy each day. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Don't spend it trying to win people over that are never going to be won over. Use it for your own goals and your own dreams. If you will keep those walls up and, like David, walk away from offense, then I believe and declare no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. You will rise above every challenge and you will overcome every obstacle. You will also become everything God has created you to be. God bless you.